Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning. I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits on the Blog Talk Radio networks. Today we're going to be talking about 7 easy goal-setting tips for entrepreneurs. For one thing, understanding and having an idea of what your goals are, what direction you're going in, can help you set your tone of where you're going and the steps that are necessary to get where you're going. And remember, along the way, there are going to be pitfalls because many a time setting a goal and not knowing how to get from point A to point B, there are going to be trials and errors. There are going to be some failures along the way. But if you keep your goal in mind and you have a pretty good idea of the direction you're going in and how you're going to get there, then you will succeed. We design complex goals which can cause us to become more overwhelmed and frustrated in the end that we just give up, and then this is the remedy for that problem. Because the idea is we do not want to see you fail, and we want to help you understand what it takes to get from where you are today to where you want to be and how to get there. And to look at the things you're doing as a progressive learning curve, because everything works on a bell curve. It's a matter of you don't know, you learn along the way, you peak. And if you don't keep learning and peaking, then you're going to drop off along the way. So, when you set your business goals, are they realistic ones? Are you thinking to set benchmarks that can actually reach without any drastic measures? The thing is, each entrepreneur should not only set goals, but go for some good ones. While dreaming to double revenue and rapid expansion looks great on paper, they're quite unrealistic. Instead of setting far-fetched objectives, try to set more reasonable goals along and around what you'd like to achieve in your business. So, where do you begin? Let's talk about decision-making first. For one thing that people forget is there has to be that one person who makes the decisions. It's like being a team player. You've got the creator, you've got the advancer, you've got the refiner, you've got the enforcer, and you also got the facilitator. So what is that doing? That's giving you 5 people on a team, and it's really important to use a team to help you succeed because you've got the dominant personality type that really can see the vision, but they can't quite figure out how to break it down and put it on paper and make it work. Therefore, what do they have to do? They have to bring a team of people who are specialists in different areas to make it all work because they know the one thing that they know and they may be the best at it, but they don't know other aspects of it. That's why when a small business person tries to wear all the hats at the same time, nothing gets done. That's why it's really important that you understand how to take different things and how to make them all work together. It's human nature to make things more complicated than they tend to be. We design complex goals with hundreds of steps, which can cause us to become more overwhelmed and frustrated. In the end, we just give up on them. Instead, create more simplistic goals, as these small steps can eventually create real change in your life. Do you rush by making a goal to start a company or getting promoted to an executive level position straight away? Rather than this, identify your skills and areas of improvement to start with. These can help you get your way to the larger and more complex goals. So, what are we talking about here? We're talking about understanding one simple thing, that in your lifetime, you need to know exactly where it is that you're looking at going and how you plan on getting there. For instance, how are you going to work your life goals and put things in perspective? For instance, here's a story that I heard many a time, that a farmer took his grandson with him to plant. And when the grandson looked at the whole field, he said, I just don't see how I can do it. So what did the grandfather tell him? Turn around and put your back to the end of the field so that as you go along, you can see how far you've come, so that instead of it being overwhelming, you can see just how successful you can be. That's why when you set a goal, you need to then break it down into a yearly plan, then take that yearly plan and break it down into a monthly plan. Once you have it down to a monthly plan, you need to take it to a weekly plan and then a daily plan. And once you get to the daily plan, then you need to break it down into what do you have to do each hour or each specific time. And once you accomplish each little thing, then you're beginning to see just how important all of these tools work together to get you where it is that you are looking to go to right now. Another thing to think about is opt-in for systems approach. What is a system? A system is a tool that you use that gets you from and helps you grow your business. For instance, you could build a website, but how are you going to get traffic to that website? And once you get traffic to that website, how are you going to engage them to build that relationship? So the system is all the tools that help you make that goal work. A systems approach divides your goals according to different areas in your life. This is beyond your average goal setting because it aligns an area where you want to get something done with the value that can be realized when it's accomplished with the aid of the skill system to achieve the items within your category. You are required to work according to the demand of the roles and responsibilities. So, you have a goal that you want to get a client, and you don't know how to do it. Well, first of all, your website will tell them what it is that you have to offer to them. Then you need to create a sales funnel to get them into your system. And to do that, what do? That sales funnel actually is where you're giving away something of value to them, like an ebook or a white paper or something that they will opt into and leave you their email address and their name. Because once you get that information into your autoresponder, then you can build a relationship with them by giving them value. Before you can sell anyone, you need to offer them information on tips and things that they can use within their business. And once they become a prospect and you develop that relationship with them, then you can sell them. But once you've sold them, and then you need to continue with that relationship so that you can turn around and upsell them on other products that have more and higher value and can go up in price. The idea is what you're doing is you're creating a funnel of people, and eventually, as you develop that relationship, not only can you get one sale, but you can get 2 sales, you can get 3 sales, you can get 4 sales. The idea being that if you have created a relationship with me, if you've shown me that you have value, and I know someone else who can use your services, then I can refer them as well. Read, read, read. We all are aware of how successful people are fond of reading books, from Bill Gates to Steve Jobs. These entrepreneurs stand out among the crowd in terms of braininess, success, attractive personalities, and endless energy. They possess these qualities in no extra part, but all thanks to reading, a practice that helps to keep your mind alive, alert, and hungry by opening new ideas to your brain and inspiration in heart. So what are we talking about here? We're teaching you about how to increase and improve your relationship with your customers and the importance of education, because education never stops. So many people don't understand how to succeed. It's all about the education that you get and the knowledge that you pertain, because it's not just about what we see and what's happening now, but technology is constantly changing. And as technology constantly changes, how do we reach the customers? Here's a good example of how cosmetic companies are using people who are social influencers to build their name brand online, just how they used to do it through advertising on TV shows. Because we all know about Olivia J. Giannulli and how she used to go and make little video blogs on YouTube where she would be putting makeup on, and because she was young, she had followers of hers that were in the millions who were the same age. So what happened? L'Oreal, Estee Lauder, all of those companies, even Sephora, came along and were willing to give her a contract because they wanted her to promote their products. Well, she ended up having to shut everything down because Mama and Daddy decided that their children needed an education, even though they didn't have one, and because even though they didn't teach their children the importance of an education and allow them to be spending their time doing videos on YouTube or whatever else they were doing instead of studying. And the schools that they were going to were just nothing more than private schools that were just passing them along as they went. So here she comes along and she's making this big money, has no concept of managing money, has no concept of what a contract is, but thinks that because she is a success, she's going to keep making this money, has no idea what she's doing. And in fact, once they shut her down as far as they cancel the contracts with her, what happened? She thought when this whole thing would blow over, she'd get her contracts back. She'd be back in business. Well, she learned, and so did her mother learn, that they pleaded not guilty with the idea there would be a speedy trial. They would be acquitted. They could go back to their lives as though nothing had happened. And guess what? Everything is still pending. By the time Olivia Jade and all of that gets resolved and she thinks she's going to go back to her life as it was, well, she's going to find out that she's going to be a year or two older, maybe even 5 years older, and the people who followed her, who were the teenagers, have all moved on to other things, plus they've gone out to work and they don't need to watch her and what she's doing. Well, then all of these companies like Sephora and all that had contracts with her don't need her anymore because they've moved on. They've found someone else who was doing the same thing she's doing and has the same number of followers and can promote their products just as easily. So you always need to be on the cutting edge. You always need to learn that understanding what business is about to begin with is just as important as getting the contracts. Because if you can't go in there and you can't tell them, well, if this fails or this doesn't work, I will try this, I will do this, I will be constantly moving. Just because you're making videos today and it's marketing their product doesn't mean that that's going to be successful tomorrow, because technology is changing. So how are you going to change and adapt your business? Well, that's where the importance of education comes in, and the knowledge of reading and learning about new techniques and new ways of doing things. Learn to take care of people. Successful entrepreneurs have spotted out fundamental human needs that ain't getting fulfilled as entrepreneurship. It's all about pricing services. You should ask yourself whether you're enriching the lives of those who matter to you the most by adding to your existence. If it's no, then there are chances that you're not prepared to do the same thing for your clients. Begin by your family members and friends that you care about, as this thing provides a built-in source of stamina and encouragement. Okay, if you want to be able to show your customers that you understand where they're coming from and you understand where their pain points are and that you have a solution to them, here's the first thing you need to do. Whenever you are creating something new, go to your friends, go to your family, and use those things on them. See if what you have is making their life better, because if it's making their life better, then it's definitely going to make the life of your prospects and your customers better. Therefore, just remember that if you stay stagnant because you're in your comfort zone, then nothing will change. But if you truly learn how to move and get out of your way, move out of your comfort zone, try something new, expand your knowledge, then you are going to be successful. So therefore, always think of it this way. What are you going to do that can expand your information and help you build a successful business, not just for the here and now, but in the future, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 20 years? Where do you expect to be, and how are you going to get there? And how are you going to learn to adapt your knowledge to the changes that are definitely going to be going on as time goes on? Always be adjustable to situations. It's better to stay open to new insights and opportunities that are becoming apparent as you work through your plans. But it is fine to utilize new information which helps you adapt to learn better ways of getting towards your designated goal. This approach helps you to get flexible with your plan by reducing anxiety. Here's something to think about that very few people think about, that today every business has to be online. Even a corporation has a website today, and they have social media managers that manage their social media. But what they also need is someone who is a digital marketing specialist. Why? Because understanding how to reach the people and how to keep them engaged and where you are now and where you want to be is very important, because are you going to be creating a magazine to help keep in touch with them? Are you going to be able to create content that is interesting to them? Are you going to be able to create videos? Because understanding videos, the millennials, the Generation Z, these are people who grew up with the MTV, where they saw videos. So everything with them is you want to hit them with a video. And you also want to be able to hit them with good content. And how are you going to keep in touch with them along the way to make sure that everything works out to your benefit and that you can help them? Because if you give them value, then once you can show them that you over-deliver for what you're offering them, then when you come back to them and you want to upsell them on any other product, they're already a customer, so they're more likely to buy from you once you've created that relationship. And that relationship is through your content, through your videos, through the magazines that you send them, through the sales letters and how you present it to them. It's so put together in a way that it's how are you going to give your customers the best quality information than you currently understand and can reach them now. Always be adjustable to situations. It is better to stay open to new insights and opportunities that are becoming apparent as you work through your plans. But it is fine to utilize new information which helps you adapt to learn better ways of generating towards your designated goal. This approach helps you get flexible with your plan and reducing anxiety. So, Where are you now? How are you going to keep adapting? Because think about it. When the internet first got started, all you needed was a website. Then all you had to do was advertise to get traffic to your website and make sales. Well, today, you have to create a relationship with them. You need an autoresponder. You need sales letters. You need products that can be downloaded just as well as physical products. You need to use videos that are entertaining. You need to incorporate so many different things that can help you to reach your customer and that can help them laugh, that can help them see things the way you see it, and engage them. Because once you start engaging them through your videos, through your content, then you have them hooked, and they can make sure that they truly understand that you know exactly how to solve their problem and truly help them. SMART goals. One should always have SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based goals to set a concrete plan of action by laying out defined goals within a specific time frame. By implementing SMART goals, you are open to better chances of turning your blue sky ideas into realities. Professionals across a large spread of business sectors are using this SMART system successfully in achieving their goals. Get to act together. Create or upgrade your own online presence by building a website which makes it easier for customers to interact with your products and services. Target benchmarks for identifying your successful version. Increase the in-house or virtual staff diversity, company offerings, and decide what type of positions can help you your organization to take it on to the next level according to a budget. Whatever you feel you want to improve on, set a few specific goals for the short and long terms that will turn your aspirations into reality. And always remember to keep learning, because where you are today is definitely where you plan to go in the next 5 years. If you want to learn how to set goals using SMART, then you can contact me and you can go to my website. That website is the #1, personalcareercoach.com. And you can sign up for classes on how to set goals. And not only do we offer classes on how to set goals, but we can help you to put together a mission statement and a plan of action on how you will reach your goals in the future. So remember, you can go to that website. Again, it's the #1, personalcareercoach.com. And be aware that